Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
Chris Minns, welcome.
Hey guys, good to be here.
Shifting steel this morning, mate. Were you down at the local gym or?
I did go for a run actually.
Good effort.
Yeah, through the streets of Cogra. Yep, early in the
win
morning.
Wednesday, win the week.
Yeah, okay.
Can we get a T-shirt, Tommy? For
Well,
you?
I think they cost quite a lot of money, and we didn't have the budget
we're out,
for
are we?
T-shirts.
Oh, sorry, we've run out.
Oh, it's the thought that counts. Yeah.
You know about budgets, don't you? You know a little bit about budgets.
Yes, we do.
And blowing out budgets, it's happening quite a bit down in Victoria at the moment.
No, well, that's right. And in New South Wales, we've got a lot of budget pressures as well. We've got nearly $180 billion worth of debt that we have to pay off over the next few years. And obviously that's a debt that we leave to future generations. So we've got to be really conscious of that as well.
Can you tell me, Fitz, you know, we were talking about it earlier, what does a balance sheet look like when it comes to the Commonwealth Games? Let's say Birmingham did $1.5 billion for the Commonwealth Games. What does it bring in? Is there any way of
Like in terms
an
of
estimate?
Yeah, I mean, I can't
For a
speak.
city.
I know where this question's going.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't speak specifically for the Commonwealth Games in Melbourne because I haven't examined the balance sheet. But
Well,
basically,
an event of that size.
Well, basically, what they do is you do an economic multiplier, and they say if there's going to be a big event that happens, for example, in Sydney, we can estimate that the following economic activity will happen. There'll be this many hotel rooms that'll be filled up. It'll push this much money into the retail economy and the nighttime economy, and they kind of aggregate all that money together, and they say if you spend X amount of money, you'll get this much return. So generally speaking, you get that kind of report for any money the New South Wales government contributes to.
Right.
It may be the Gay and Lesbian Mardi Gras. It might be the UFC, which we're having in a couple of months in Sydney.
Yep.
Events like that.
Yeah, and would you ever enter into anything that you knew you were going to be spending more than you were getting back?
Look, generally speaking, not. There might be, say, for example, a regional community that, for a small event, it might be a loss leader because it's important for that town to get back on their feet. So, like, for example, the Northern Rivers might want to have a folk festival after the terrible drought. You know it's never going to make money. You know it's not going to stimulate much of the economy, but it's really important for that community.
For morale.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, have you spoken to any other leaders from any other states? Because why does it have to be uniquely, in New South Wales? Can't we share it around? Like, can you do that? We've already got the facilities, Chris. So this is what people are saying. Why don't we use the facilities from the 2000 Olympics?
Yeah, let's do track and field.
And I know there's still a lot of money that you need to put in. You need to house these athletes. There's a lot of organisation. But could we still do this?
Look, I don't think we could, and I understand that a lot of people would look to Sydney, particularly because we're about to host the Women's World Cup World Cup final. We held the Olympics in the year 2000. We're good at hosting these big sporting events. But the timeline between now and 2026 is so tight, and you've got the Victorian government saying it's a cost of about $6 billion. And it's important to note that our predecessor government, Dom Perrottet's government, looked at these games and rejected putting in a bid in the first place. So I don't want to be in the same situation as Victoria where...
Do you know what Dom's amount was?
I don't, but they didn't go ahead with the proposal because they didn't think it was in the economic
Because the Commonwealth Games have
interest.
obviously said this is an extremely exaggerated figure.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I'm just not in a position to say whether it is or it isn't. But I don't want to stand up and say we can do it and then say in 12 months' time do exactly what happened in Victoria,
So it's
disappoint
a turnaround.
everybody and
It's a
have
turnaround
everyone
issue.
upset.
Don't let the athletes down. Like, there's a great athlete. His name's Matt Shervington. He competed for Australia. Very fast man. He's now the host of Sunrise. He's got a message for you, Chris.
Come on, Minzy. Bring the Commonwealth Games to New South Wales. We can do this. We've hosted the Olympic Games. We're on the verge of hosting the Women's World Cup, the biggest sporting event in the world right now. We can do it. Just imagine it. Shooting in Shell Harbour, lawn bowls in Byron, cricket in Coffs, rugby in Mudgee, and weightlifting in Wagga. Do it for the athletes. Come on, Premier. Bring it to New South Wales.
That is a good pitch.
Jeez,
That is a great pitch.
Getting
Sounds
goosebumps.
Well, look, I'm not going to disparage Shervo. He's obviously entitled to his view. I mean, I've got to say, though, it's probably going to take a bit more than
I understand.
bowls in Byron. And what were we doing in
Was
Coffs Harbour?
shooting in Shell Harbour.
where were we?
Weightlifting in Wagga, I think it was.
I get the sense that it's mainly sports associated with the first letter of those towns. Not a lot of thoughts gone into where.
Alliteration.
I don't want to
you
disparage
saying?
Shervo's
Just rocking up and
planning
shooting and
ability,
anything
yeah.
in Shell Harbour.
Can I say this though? I mean, in terms of the rivalry, Melbourne versus Sydney.
Oh, yeah, this would
Imagine
be...
if we took it, ran with it.
Swooped in and made it fabulous.
They're claiming and have claimed for a long time to be the sporting capital of the world.
Sure.
And they can't put on a Commonwealth Games.
So
Now, if you said, we'll take it and run with it, good for Sydney.
Yeah.
Good for Minzy.
It's not bad. It's not, Chris.
Good
Chris.
Good busy for Minzy.
It's...
It might be, yes.
Because they're talking now that no one else wants the
I feel
Commonwealth
like you guys think that you're talking me into it, but you're not. So I just want to... I really appreciate your advocacy, but no, I'm not giving ground. Look, the reason is I don't want to be in a situation where we promise something and then we can't deliver it. And, you know, we've got...
I mean, sorry. No.
I agree. I'm with you because I'm the conservative type, and I'm thinking if I can't deliver, I don't want to stand up now and try and be the big hero and swoop in and maybe say things I don't really mean, and then let everyone down
Chris,
eventually.
Why can't you go? Give me 6 months.
What does that mean?
Give me 6 months to look at this properly.
Yeah.
Well, but aren't the games in 2026?
Yeah.
Well, I can't. I assume if we went to London and said, just give me 6 months, they'd go, no. You need an answer right now.
Give me 3 months so I can have a look at it properly.
Yeah.
We've had 24 hours to say no. You know, there's other smaller countries thinking maybe we could have a look at it.
Well, look, I mean, on the one hand, I've got
I want 3 months.
On the one hand, I've got Shervo saying just do shooting in Shell Harbour. And on the other hand, you've got the Victorian, Western Australian, South Australian, Queensland, Tasmanian government and my predecessor government saying don't do it, you can't afford it and it won't come off. So I guess I've got to balance those two competing pieces of advice.
You've got Fitzy Whipper and Kate Ritchie go for it, mate.
Oh, well,
but don't do it.
Yeah, I'm on your side, but I do want to get to let's get a bit serious now.
Sure.
I want to ask you about the fact that the health minister had to come out this week because a daycare centre in Marsden Park has banned Vegemite toast.
Yes.
Because the kids need to eat cereal, and Vegemite toast may go too far over the carbohydrate loading in the morning.
Yeah.
What's your take on whether kids should be eating Vegemite toast in the morning?
Yeah, when we had a look at this, because obviously it's part of our, tradition.
You have to.
Anna, my wife and I used to live in America, and we introduced Vegemite to a few people, and they honestly couldn't believe. They thought it was a joke, but we love it. I mean, I think you've got to be introduced to it very early.
Yeah.
Anyway, to cut a long story short, it's not part of our plans. It's not a recommendation from Health at all. I think that the slightly controversial thing that Health does recommend is that you use wholemeal bread, not necessarily white bread. So
How good's
that's
white
pretty
bread,
hot,
though?
but we're
Am
not
I
knocking
right,
off
guys?
Vegemite. No.
When you're hungover.
Hey, just before you go...
Well, the kids aren't.
Oh, sorry.
We're going
This
back
is
to
in the
sport.
morning.
We want to see your sport. If you don't want to bring Commonwealth Games, that's understandable. Well, we want to see your sporting prowess. I don't know if you've heard about this, but it's quite popular. The backyard cricket game at Kirribilli House.
Oh, yeah, right.
Now, Dom got very competitive against Anthony Albanese.
Did he?
Right. And unfortunately, Albo smashed him around the park.
He was good and then bowled me out. He was good, Albo.
Did he?
Albo's good, yeah.
Can you represent New South Wales? If we give you an invite and we're going to organise it over the next couple of months, if we can get you on a day off, would you be prepared to roll the arm up? What do you like? What do you like?
Cricket.
Yes.
Yeah. No, I mean, I'll play cricket.
Yeah. Growing up.
Yeah.
You don't seem confident at all, mate.
No, I'm just sort of under promising, but I'll be fine.
Don't commit to anything.
Don't commit to
And I agree. You know what?
$7 billion I presume.
Exactly.
So.
Once again, I'm on your side.
Yeah.
I mean, talk the game down, and then when you rock up on the day, knock them out of the park.
100%.
Okay, it's all tactical now. I'm learning. I'm slow to the game.
Exactly. Can we get your beautiful wife in one day as well, Anna? We might do couples confessions just to find out a bit more about the relationship between the Premier and his wife.
I asked her if she'd do it, and she said no. But I mean, I think we could probably put her.
I mean, if you were to share this morning, is there one thing that frustrates the hell out of her that you do? What would there be?
We do. Well, she says that I do this thing where I pause television shows and movies. Have you seen The In-Laws on Netflix?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
Yeah, it's funny.
And
what do you do? Why are you pausing
pause
it? Why?
And
To have
sort
a
of
toilet
have
break.
a joke, like laugh at it, and she thinks the movie should continue to roll. Yeah, flow.
You can still have a laugh and let the movie flow.
No, but you're missing the next joke. Don't you feel like?
So you're stopping
Are you
after
in
every joke.
fits of laughter on the beanbag
I was,
or something?
yeah. What's his name? Adam
Sandler?
the guy who's on the in Workaholics. He's in it.
This is your movie
Adam
chat
Devine,
is
Adam
as good
Devine.
as mine.
So hang on a minute. You hear a funny line, everyone's laughing, and you pause it to enjoy the laugh. And then when the laugh is settled, you hit play again.
Well, she did dispute this, and she was quite unhappy about it, and it came up at a dinner party. And I made the mistake of saying, well, I just want to make sure that you got the joke.
Premier.
She was not impressed.
It is so good to have you in, mate, and we know how busy you are. Thank you very much for your time.
100%.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcast.com.au.